Iconik is a cloud hub for video. It serves as a safe haven for all your creative work. It offers easy collaboration on media from anywhere in the world. From a single place, you can find and manage all your content, whether on-premise or in the cloud. We built it for rich media, like audio, images, and video, but it can manage any type of file. Here, media management is enhanced with artificial intelligence that can auto-tag your content. A quick search can take you to the exact frame you're looking for. Global teams can discover, create, and share their media. Iconik will connect them through the entire process with integrations with the tools they use now. Iconik is built on a hybrid cloud structure. This way, the brain lives in the cloud, while the files can live anywhere. It generates proxies and extracts metadata from nearly all image, video, and audio files. Content from a workstation, cloud storage, NAS, or SAN are all indexed and accessible. For all on-premise media, Iconik creates proxies locally, then pushes them to the cloud where they represent your content. If you have existing cloud storage, you can bring that too. Now your media can be accessed from anywhere. Here you have one place for your people and media to come together in a way that fits with how you work. This is what you'll see when you open Iconik. Up here, you'll see Search, Upload, Discovery View, and Admin areas. And the sidebar has more ways to help you search. Iconik can do some really powerful things, but it is a search and recovery tool first. Here's what that looks like. You can do a simple text search with modifiers like and or not to clarify what you're looking for. From there, you can filter down the search even further. You can use all available filters, including metadata tags, to keep narrowing down your results. If you'll use the search again, you can save it for later with saved searches. Saved searches will run the search again and bring back all the assets matching the query. An admin can allow other users or groups to use the same saved search as well. Let's share this with Steve and Constantine, giving them the read and write access. Here, we are sharing the search and not the actual search results. This is useful when you want to share a typical search with other users, like a search for the latest approved company logo. Let's do another search for sports. We now see all the items tagged with the keyword sports. We can then group these results into a collection. Collections are like folders. We can add more items here or create a sub-collection. In Iconik, a file can live in multiple collections without being duplicated. You can share collections and grant access to everything in it all at once. Some users may need some inspiration to get started in Iconik. The Discovery view helps them find the content most relevant to them based on their profile and what admins want to share with them. When browsing the results from your search, you can hover your mouse over the thumbnails to scrub through video keyframes for a quick preview. When you find what you're looking for, you can click it to visit the asset page. From here, You can preview the video with frame accuracy. You can use the J, K, and L keys to change the playback speed. You can also step frames back and forth by tapping the left and right arrow keys. This video has a couple subtitles, and we can switch between those here. Here you can see the metadata that's already associated with this video, and this information is what can take your search abilities to a whole new level. In Iconik, you can have custom metadata forms, so you can have forms for different groups with different rights. You may have one called Default with basic information, one for producers with information they care about, or one called Playout with more fields and rights. If you want control over how all your assets are tagged, you can also define required data that must be entered when submitting a metadata form. If you want to add data automatically, Iconik can do that too. One thing we can do when we've found our media is use artificial intelligence to analyze it, to auto-tag your content. Once you submit media to be analyzed, Iconik will begin working in the background to generate time-based metadata. Let's analyze this clip. When we tell it to analyze, the metadata fields are automatically populated with suggested time-based tags for you to approve. The tags with low confidence levels are marked with a question mark. You can either approve or reject these. You can also automate this for whatever content you want in the API. The new tags are instantly searchable. Iconik analyzes your content with Google Vision, Google Video Intelligence, and Amazon Recognition. If you have your own license for these AI services, you can connect that to Iconik as well. In the future, even more AI services will be supported. With AI-enriched metadata, you can find your media fast. When you find it, you can also see where the file is stored. This is the Formats tab. Here, we can see all files associated with the asset and where they live. There are two copies of the original format. One copy is my Backblaze B2 bucket, and the other lives right here on a NAS. There is also a low-resolution format available in my proxy buckets and two subtitle files. From here, we can do a variety of actions, like transfer to another storage, archive, delete, or download, but only if we have access. One of the strengths of Iconik is its ability to gather content from multiple places, whether on-premise or in the cloud. Here you'll see we have some storages that I've connected. We have two cloud buckets connected as my main cloud storages. I've also set up one as my main archive. In addition to these, I've connected two different on-premise NASs in Stockholm and in LA. These are monitored and scanned by the Iconik Storage Gateway, or ISG. The ISG is a gateway to your on-premise storages. Iconik is monitoring and managing all these storages from the cloud. You can directly upload with the web uploader, but you can copy media files between any of these storages. The files will be picked up, transcoded, have technical metadata extracted, and then made available for users to access. Users can have a holistic view over all the files, from every storage, even if high-res data isn't in the cloud. And that's important to remember. High-res data doesn't have to live in the cloud for you to use it. The ISG is able to create low-res proxy files locally and only store those in the cloud. It will link the proxy to the high-res file that's stored on-premise. So if you're concerned about pushing petabytes of video into the cloud, that's not really necessary. Iconik only needs proxies to make it available. You can also see that the file structure from these storage devices is mirrored in Iconik. The ISG will reflect the same structure of the places you've told it to monitor. Next, let's take a look at rights access management. Everything in Iconik is rights managed. You have a lot of options for managing different classes of users and their rights. Here, I'm logged in as a standard user. I've added a custom logo for the users in this group so that they have their own branded area. You'll notice at the top level, we can only see a subset of the actions available. This user is limited to only search and discover. This account can also only access a very small subset of all the assets in the system. Access rights can be controlled by the asset owners and administrators. A big part of the vision for Iconik is that it will enable collaborative storytelling, allowing people to work together on media. And here's what that looks like. Sharing is key to collaborating, so Iconik makes it really simple. You can pretty much share with anyone. People in your organization, external stakeholders, people who don't use Iconik, anyone. If you've shared a video to get it approved, Iconik also has a review and approve process. Let's ask Steve and Lauren, who does not have an account, to review this. We will also give them rights to view a specific metadata view and to add comments. Now, they can offer us targeted feedback. Steve and Lauren will both get an email with a unique link that gives them the access defined. Lauren can now find an area to edit and mark the in and out points. She can also color code her time-based comments. We can be taken to the exact location of the comment by clicking the time signature here. Back in my profile, you'll see that I've gotten a notification that says Lauren rejected the file. If we click on that, it takes us right to it, and it shows us that this is a rejected asset. And here's her comment explaining why. Iconik can integrate with Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, Audition, Photoshop, and Illustrator. So let's bring that clip into Premiere Pro to make our edits and get that approval from Lauren. We can open the Iconik panel right here in Premiere. Once I'm logged in, I can choose to open the original assets, or I can build my timeline using proxies. My content can be added directly from the panel. It's that easy. My time-based comments are represented here as markers. Once you're done and ready to render, you can reconnect the high-res files to your timeline if you've used proxies in your edits. The panel will automatically download them from the cloud and reconnect them if you have the right to the high-res file. Now very quickly, let's go check out the panel for Photoshop. In Photoshop, we have a similar panel available. We can search and find any item right within Photoshop and open it. After we make our edits, we can save this back to Iconik. When you need to add more content, Iconik can do that a few ways. The most straightforward way is to upload by dragging your new files into Iconik. You can add metadata individually or in bulk. If you have multiple storages, choose the one you want to upload to. We'll upload this to my B2 bucket. Let's add some metadata for these files and upload. We can also tell Iconik to scan any attached storages, like our cloud buckets. Based on our settings, it will scan the file structure, index everything, and create proxy files to push to the cloud. And like we mentioned earlier, Iconik preserves your folder structures and mirrors them in the collection view. Now we can scan my B2 bucket to import any new files. My Iconik library can always be up to date. Building open software solutions is a core part of our company DNA. For you, that means you can customize and build upon Iconik with our API. There are no hidden APIs. You have access to the same Iconik REST APIs that communicate with the backend for third-party integrations. There is also a list of notifications that can be subscribed to by third-party apps. You could trigger external scripts or apps when certain events happen in Iconik, like if a job fails. On the same theme of customization, Iconik offers custom actions. Here, you can add your own actions that can be triggered by your users. You can insert your own logic into the system via custom actions and build your own menu items. Custom actions can tie into third-party systems, create jobs, or whatever else you need to work. If you want more insight into your Iconik system, you can also do things like see your usage analysis or do administration tasks like jobs and transcode management. Iconik is extremely flexible and built to scale. You will be more free to do creative work, have greater collaborations, and experience better efficiency by connecting the dots between people and your media. If you've got more questions, you can reach us at iconik.io.